Ask me how I feel when I wake up. Hey, bitch, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Count these checks when I wake up. Count these checks. Hey, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Yeah, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Hey, I walk inside the room like I own a fucking building, yeah. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. She like, I want that. I'm like, what's next? Oh, yes, I'm too blessed. Too stressed. I am on mind. I'm just trying to count up blue checks. I a dime, you be saying shit that you regret. If I walk away from this, it's only cause my self can't lie. These days I be fair as fuck. We all get paid by belly truck. I ain't trying to blame shit, girl. The pressure's a bitch. You always get the last word before I finish my sentence. 40 on my head, case they tryna fight with me. One side of the car, they even check my ID. Brody gave me 4 shots, already to like 3. We don't get no sleep. Ask me how I feel when I wake up. Hey, bitch, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Count these checks when I wake up. Count these checks. Hey, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Yeah, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Hey, I walk inside the room like I own a fucking building, yeah. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. She like, I want that. I'm like, what's next? Oh, yes, I'm. Lord, leave me up from this place. Lord, leave me up. Tell me if I run away, will you lead the way? Demons tell me I should stay. I need to get away. Lord, leave me up from this place. Lord, leave me up. Tell me if I run away, will you lead the way? Demons tell me I should stay. I need to get away. Ask me how I feel when I wake up. Hey, bitch, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Count these checks when I wake up. Count these checks. Hey, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Yeah, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Hey, I walk inside the room like I own a fucking building, yeah. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. She like, I want that. I'm like, what's next? Oh, yes, I'm
blessed. Peace, beloved, peace. It's your homie, Young Content, the unofficial sensei of the culture, mastering youthfulness, contentment, and NFTs all at the goddamn same time. You are in the dojo. Celebrate. Cue the music. How many times I've done that? It never gets old. Holy smokes. It's Friday, Frozen Friday, whatever the F you call it. You're currently sitting in the dojo on episode 111. It's an angel number, so things must go down angelically today. It's written. It has been written. The dojo doubleheader week has been insane. Holy smokes. We had Krapopolis. We had Laura Thurton. We had NFTGURU talking shit with different. That's Doc Walshy. Right now, we're about to bring in Sergio from iNFTSPACES. He is okay, though. The ninjas kidnapped him in the right way. You could say escorted, but he's been extracted inside the dojo. He's going to come and talk to us about what he's doing. Let's cue the music, though. Set the vibes. How's chat? Chat, how you doing? I miss you, chat. Even though I've been seeing you all week. We have Deskio in the building. I have a feeling Saul's brother loves anime. You are perfect for the dojo, beloved. Wicked Bullish, the most bullish man in the space. April Union legend. If you don't have April Union, you're an absolute CUCK. Eagle says, what up? Happy Friday. C. Salas says, what's up? Sensei looking radiant as usual, dude. I got the old school brand here. I got the Japanese Young Content logo t-shirt. You haven't seen this in real life, you're missing out. Tony says, wish I could have been there. Tony, you'll be there eventually. Keep doing what you're doing. Hosting Twitter Spaces, being the muscle of the dojo. Without further ado, let's get into the conversation, because I do have another show after this, but I will want to take my time and dive in with Sergio from iNFTSPACES. Let's get it. Beloved.
Yo.
Peace, beloved. Peace.
Peace and love, brother.
Dude, how's your mind? How's your energy?
Oh man.
And don't fake the funk either. I need to know the real deal, Holyfield.
Dude, I'm just now realizing that this is your 111 show.
111.
And dude, we are, so iNFTSPACES is pronounced infinite spaces, which I don't think a lot of people, or at least as many people, get as we would have thought. But it's all about the magic numbers. Our first event was on 11/11.
Ooh, hold on, I gotta give you the oof that one.
Oh, I'm really bummed I can't hear these effects, man.
No,
It's like Dojo.
it's literally for the chat, but you can make any effects that you want. You know what you just said, dojo, whatever you just said, that was awesome.
Oh man, no,
For those that don't know who so is Infinite Spaces or not Infinite?
Yeah, we actually don't mind it being called either way, because sometimes, you know, when you speak it phonetically, it's a lot easier to write down. But we're fine either way. But we're about infinity.
Infinity and Beyond, new Buzz Lightyear movie going. I'm pretty sure you're sponsoring it. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, okay? Get that shit out of the way now, because you never know when the APO will just start drowning the chat. You know what APO stands for?
Alpha plays only.
Hold on, I gotta play it. Boom. You just hit the cue. Dude, for those that don't know who the man, the myth, the legend behind Infinite Spaces, iNFTSPACES, Sergio, give him the spiel, man. TLDR it.
I appreciate you, brother. It's wonderful to be here. First of all, I love your show. It's such a unique and fun play on the space. And you are, to me, you are the official sensei. Bullshit, this unofficial sensei shit. I'll license that shit if I need to.
Thank you, dude. I like unofficial because I can stay under the radar, but this show's about
That's
you.
Fair. That's fair, man.
For sure.
But yeah, man, Infinite Spaces, iNFTSPACES, however y'all want to, you know, perceive it. This is your journey. We are just here to be a map amongst it. We are an artist collective and a pop-up art gallery. So we actually help transition the space from both the physical aspect and into the metaverse, because we're big believers that there's enough room for both in this world. You know, why have one size fits all when all you're doing is compromising, when you can have both? So we help promote artists. We help them with their launches. We help them with their art. We provide them spaces to showcase this stuff. And for example, we just had an event at Soho House, and we'll continue to be having events here in Los Angeles. We're based out of Los Angeles. Probably should have led with that. But we do events outside of Los Angeles too. So, you know, a little micro plug, if you got any projects, you want to be any sponsors or anything like that, like, please feel free to reach out. We do pretty dope events there. You can see me twerking. You know, it's there's a lot of fun stuff with the you know, with our shows and events that we like to get down with. But it's in the end, it's about the art and the community, and we put that at brand focus #1.
Dude, your events, I've had the privilege of attending them. They are unique, divine, intrinsic. The group there is divine as well. You don't never know who you're gonna meet. I know that you bridge the metaverse and the IRL. I want to talk about the metaverse, but your IRL is top notch. So I got to give you the okay.
I appreciate that, man. And yeah, it's you know, I come from an IRL background. I have managed and worked with artists for a long time. I started a nonprofit with a few friends of mine over 10 years ago, and so we have helped street artists become either known, legitimized, or provided them a platform in which they can create. So that's been my background, has always been to help put people on a pedestal, provide that opportunity. And then after that, man, I'm just like, I love art, I love design. So anything we're ever gonna do is gonna be dope, because if we don't like it, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna put it out there. You know, that's just not cool.
For sure, it's not cool at all. And you're a cool dude, and you're tall. Hit Money Yeet says APO. I love the yeet, dude. Is that artist yeet? We're saying, gotta lurk up, Sensei. I need to get my battery changed in my car, dude. Batteries changed in your car suck. You know how many batteries I went through in my jalopies? Holy smoke! I'm pretty sure you did the same, Serge.
Oof. Batteries in car.
Yeah, batteries in cars always breaking down. Buying used batteries.
You know, I've been fortunate with some of my luck with cars until recently. My car recently got stolen.
Sheesh.
But it got recovered. So, you know,
some real GTA 5.
Bro, it was a legit GTA. I walked out on the dude stealing it.
Damn.
I missed it by like a minute.
Holy smoke! So, even if you did catch it, I don't know what I would even do with that. I was like, just take the goddamn thing, because
yeah,
just give me my wallet, dude. Just give me my wallet. That's all I want.
Yeah, dude, homie was stealing it like old school too. You could see like the screwdriver in the freaking ignition And I thought maybe I had left the door unlocked, and I was like giving myself shit for that. And then they recovered it just a couple of days ago, and I saw that like the handle had been like taken off. Like they had some weird strategy to that. So I'm like, all right, cool. At least I don't feel like totally dumb. I didn't just, you know, like leave the door unlocked.
Dang, dude.
Damn.
Holy smokes. Can't Stop Mike says some real APO. When is the next LA event? We all want to see you twerk IRL.
Yes.
I think we'll talk about the next LA event. April Union will be in LA from 8/19 to 8/20. Just saying. So do you have anything falling in August, like 19th to the 20th?
Currently, we do not. We were potentially going to do a small mixer. So we have kind of different connections here with a lot of different spaces, and now more frequently than not, spaces are reaching out to us too to help activate it. It's literally the concept behind why we're called Infinite Spaces is we have that ability to unlock the potential of a lot of spaces. And my background is actually in architecture, so again, like it kind of all feeds into that. We've always wanted to engage and have storefronts and galleries and unique spaces that people either want access to or aren't utilizing appropriately, and activate them with cool, fun art events. So right now, nothing in August, but I mean, hell, I've thrown an event in less than a month. So someone give me a shout out. I'll just be gone for Burning Man at the end of August. So that's the only time frame.
You going to Burning Man? I know
Yes,
Can't
sir.
Stop Mike, his little eyes have lit it up in the chat. Burning Man itself, CSM.
Bro, it's good. I think he's part of a camp, right? One of the like they do aerials and all this stuff.
Can't Stop Mike, he's an absolute legend of the Web3 game. Bored Ape, OG collector, legend. Absolute legend.
I might be thinking of a different Mike, but now I gotta fucking meet.
Yeah, I think he has the same thing. He has activations. But before I get too off track, I've interviewed a lot of people, a ton of content creators, builders, Web3 companies, artists from Web3. I don't really get the chance to interview those that actually create these experiences, which is rare. And I'm super happy that you have chosen to be here, because it's something, when we go to NFT NYC, Basel, someone like yourself is behind some of these installations and these moves. So I got to give you your flowers. What do you see? How did this all start? What was the first event like compared to that last one we experienced? Like, was it tough? Was it a tough transition?
Oh, well, first of all, man, I really appreciate it. And I appreciate being on here, period. I really do love the show. I really do I love you, man. You're freaking awesome. You get to what needs to be said and done. Like enough of these Twitter spaces where you just hear people talking all this BS. I'm like, what did I learn? What did I take away from that?
Yeah. It's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of just shut the fuck up and give me the alpha.
Right? Like, or a good story or something. Yeah. And like, I want to know that I spend my time wisely. So first of all, Art Basel is huge in my heart. I'm originally from South Florida. I grew up there. Art Basel happens in a place called Wynwood, right? Wynwood is now the art mural mecca of the United States, potentially the world, depending who you ask. It's murals everywhere. If you haven't been, go. It's completely will change your perspective on things. And it's a reason why we actually started our nonprofit called Beautify Earth in painting murals. Art Basel is in Wynwood, which used to be ground zero. Like there would be needles, you'd see bullet casings. It was a really bad and shady place to go. You wouldn't go. I didn't go. And over time, artists started taking over those spaces and they started painting murals and they started activating it. And what did that lead to? That led to one of the now most bustling commercial and touristic areas in all of Miami. Mind you, Miami's already pretty damn touristic, right? But what's awesome about that, and exactly what you just kind of hinted at, is that all these artists kind of became curators for a city, for an area. And you see the power behind art. You see the power behind an experience. When I first started going to NFT events, there was no art up. There was nothing up. It was a bunch of degens just hanging out, having some drinks. Man, I could do that in my place if I really wanted to. I know enough degens. We can have a good time. But I'm like, what can we do to start activating this space, to start making it more interesting, and to put those on the pedestal that have gotten us here? Because let's be honest, if it wasn't for art, NFTs wouldn't be where they are at right now. Period, the end. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that there's art. There's more opportunity out there. There needs to be. There's millions of artists out there. You know, like there's going to be trillions. I heard the other day, there's going to be trillions of NFTs in about 10 years. Think about that. Trillions of NFTs. That's insane. Yeah, there needs to be more of that happening, and there needs to be more curation. And I'm sure you've been to some awesome events that have been well curated, and you've probably been to some that haven't, right? And you can totally tell the difference.
Yeah, for sure. And I have. And, you know, when you just have a bunch of DJs drinking, you know, we can't, like you said, neglect the vehicle that got us here. You know, it's like the pilot that flies his jet. The jet is the foundation of the artist, and we're kind of just piling in their universe, all these PFPs. I love that you gave credit where credit is due, because you ain't gonna like the karma that is set upon you, for sure. That's a Joey Badass line. But dude, your last show in San Diego was a hit. You had House of Earth, Mr. Pink, Danny Ukes, the legend himself, and and you had some really cool artist installations. Do you get a lot of pushback in the beginning with like being in these NFT space? People were like, hey, I don't want to join that scam. How did you have to like convince them to like work together and be in unison?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question. Quick shout out to Danny Ukes, Mr. Pink at House of First, man. They're legends, and what they've built is incredible. We were honored to have them as a partner on that project and able to show off their amazing artists. And that's what it takes, by the way. It takes partnering up with individuals, with brands, with people who believe in art. There's more of us out there than, you know, we tend to realize, and, you know, reach out to them. But yeah, it's definitely at first was a lot of pushback, but you know what? This is kind of what I come from, man. I started a nonprofit where we had to knock on doors and convince people to let us paint their walls for free. Like, we weren't even offering it for money at that time, because it was that hard to convince people to let us just paint on their wall. And it's so funny because we look at their wall and it's a piece of shit. And we're like, this is what you're giving to everybody else. Like, really? You don't have any pride in that? So that took a lot of convincing in and of itself. So it made this process with, you know, convincing people about NFTs that a little bit easier. It didn't make it easy. But I think also understanding the technology is really then what gives you the premise. The minute I heard that NFTs can create residual value for artists, I told all of my artist friends, I'm like, I don't care if you don't ever do anything digital. Learn about NFTs. There is a practical sense of this in the future that will protect you, your art, and the people buying your art. There's a lot of like different intricacies to NFTs that people aren't realizing yet. So anyone that ever says that NFT is bullshit and whatever, I'm like, what is the piece of paper hanging up in your office that says that you own a piece of art? Are you telling me that someone can't forge that? Because that happens all the time. Like a deed to a house. There's a reason that there's title insurance. Title insurance exists because someone can easily forge your title. That is the only reason that industry exists, and an NFT solves that. Now, beyond that, hey, your NFT should be pretty because it lives in your wallet. Something I like talking about, and maybe I haven't shared enough outside of my circles, is the concept of a happy wallet, right? How often are we in our own wallets and our own things, and we're scrolling through, and a lot of people are probably like pulling their hair, like, oh my God.
The wallet is the mind.
Right. Like, oh my God, why do I still own this? Oh my God, why did I buy that? Oh my God, I sold this. I have a happy wallet. I practice this all the time. When I go down my wallet, I'm like, oh man, I love seeing this piece. Oh man, I love seeing that piece. And you know what? Like, look, what's behind me right now, like this is things that this is what I would want to hang up, right? And people always talk about utility this, utility that. We might have a lot of utility, but I'm not an artist. We facilitate for artists. Artists that drop NFTs, well, damn it, their piece of art is a utility because you can hang it up on your wall. Is that not a utility? You can show it on a screen and show off to people. Isn't that a utility? You know, I think sometimes we get caught up in that, but I'm digressing a bit.
I got to put a screen of the homie Mark the Habibi. I cannot wait for you to collab with Mark the Habibi itself. I don't know if you know who Mark the Habibi is. He's an absolute icon from Nifty Gateway, Rareable. He is partnered with them. He said, if the overwhelming majority of your collectors are flippers, you are absolutely fucked. Proceed accordingly. And
Amen.
I think that's what makes you have a happy wallet, beloved. You're not here for the instant gratification aspect. You're really here building. What the fuck just happened there? Your name is entirely different. Oh, we're back.
Oh.
Your name was different, but you know, if you're, you know, I love talking to just builders, man, that are building something cool, giving people opportunities. What NFT projects or PFPs are trying to reach out to you so you can host spaces? I know you have really cool things on the horizon, and then we'll get into the metaverse. Kind of talk about what you have going on right now. What's the APO?
For sure. So I had to check with a couple of the homies to make sure how much APO I could drop, you know, because whoever said coordinating with artists or events was easy probably never said that. So you know, there's we're doing more events at Soho House here in LA.
Soho?
Yes, sir.
Damn, you got the
Yep.
Soho plug?
Yes, sir.
That's
It's
tough. That's real tough.
Exclusive club now. But what's cool about our event
That's
is
tough.
that we can actually invite people that aren't members. So
Heavy.
Yep.
Heavy. Shout out to you, Don, for that word. Heavy, man. That's heavy. That's heavy.
So without revealing a name, there is a well-known EDM artist. He headlines festivals, a little more on the bass side of things. Has been involved in NFTs, and he will be doing a show with us either in September or November. So likely September. We will have a show in September regardless there. In October, we're going to have a completely female takeover of that event in space. We're going to have 3 kick-ass NFT female artists that are both IRL and digital artists. We're going to have a beautiful host of the space too. I don't want to put her on the spotlight, but maybe this pushes her over. But Shira is considering, Shira Lazar is considering actually hosting that panel.
Icon.
Oh yes, Rad Laser Falcon will be a part of it. She's one of the most amazing humans in this, not just in this, you know, NFT space, but in the world. And she's behind the Ethereals, phenomenal. Kelly Art Botanica is going to be one of the artists presenting, Juliana Plexo, and then we have a couple offers out to a couple other artists.
Yo, Can't Stop Mike, you need to get into that Soho House event, dude, and just report for the dojo, because you know everyone you're in the dojo, so I mean the dojo needs access somehow.
Yo, Can't Stop Mike, reach out to me directly, all right? Either at iNFTSPACES or at Sergio Miguel too.
And I'll link iNFTSPACES in the chat right now, so you guys can just hit this with a quick spicy follow. Soho House is huge, man. Are you hoping to? What are you hoping from that? To meet Robert De Niro? You'll meet some crazy people in there. You know, there's some big ballers that go in there.
No, you're right. I'm hoping that our event becomes some sort of gravity focus to the members there. And it's something that, you know, we're not just bringing people to, but people from that space are interested about and start showing up. And that's why, you know, we're pulling in these very interesting and thoughtful leaders in the space. In basically our last event that was last week, I interviewed Ruben Rojas, who was actually a co-founder of Beautify Earth, but he's also a big name artist in the space. And he goes by, you know, he's lived through love. He writes love on everything. He does murals all over the world, has sold canvases for, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, like amazing guy. And, you know, we get to the real facts on stage. We get to talk about, you know, what is your drive as an artist? What's working for you as an artist? What are your collections about? And what's the utility or what's the drive that's gonna, you know, motivate people to collect your work? So, you know, get to some interesting topics, share about that, share some insights, share some good stories. We keep it short, and then we have awesome VR behind you, sponsored, it's partnered. One of our partners is Somnium Space, and they came in and provided all the VR, and their VR is sick. It's so cool. So we have a legit party in VR that then gets streamed into the IRL event. So I don't know who the hell's doing that, but we're doing that. And I think that's kind of cool.
Wow, that is epic. I was looking at Black Mirror, and the main actor from Get Out. He was in this one episode where they had to pedal on this bike to earn merits, and the merits they earned were used to like swipe away ads. It was literally earning things so you can have silence. It was wild. And you know, it was in this room of all these LED screens, and you just had this like really dystopian experience. Are you trying to create something like that? You say you're from the metaverse to the IRL. When you see metaverse IRL experiences, those are kind of just like using a desktop and using, you know, WASD, you know, on your keyboard to walk. What do you see for a real kind of like experience that could change the world? Like, where's your futurism mind going here?
No, I love that. I love that. We're exploring with that every day. So like I said, at our last event, it was the first time we actually streamed in live music from the metaverse into our IRL event. And what we had is we actually had Oli Sounds, who is a DJ and singer in Somnium Space VR, and she was DJing live from Chicago. And that music and that party was being streamed into our space in LA. And so we had 2 different VR sets, and you could jump in and you could check it out, or you could also see on the projector the event and the party that was happening on beyond them. So that's one way. But in the future, I really want the artists to drive what this transition is going to be. Like I said at the beginning, to me, it's not about what's in the IRL in the future, what's in the metaverse in the future. It's about where the two come together and they merge. Because why don't we have, and I mean, I'm sure there are instances of this, but maybe just, you know, we haven't seen them or seen them at a higher scale, but why isn't there physical art that has a metaverse component to it and it all happens in front of you in real time? Like having this like mixture and juxtaposition of the two. That's what I'm most excited about. Like that's gonna be insane. It's gonna blow all our minds. And we're hoping that, you know, we can help be a pioneer to that. But again, this comes from the artists. You know, we got to give them their platform. We got to give them their dues. And sometimes we just got to let them create. Yeah,
for sure. I've been seeing a lot, you know, I follow a lot of trends. I mean, I'm literally the sensei for a reason. I have my ear to the streets of this Web3 thing. And just knowing that people want real community, they want realness, they don't want to be kind of virtue signal to death. They just want to know, hey, are we going to go up? Are we going to be working? You know, and you got to be transparent with these people. So it's funny to see that they just want something tangible and they just want to belong. It's wild.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, again, a cool part of Web3 is the transparency you have to provide for your community, right? If you don't provide that transparency, people either quickly lose interest in you or also want to invest millions of dollars into you, right? Because it's like the most like kept secret in the world. But the minute you actually, you know, unveil the curtain, then they run away because now all of that gasp, that hype mentality went out the window. But I honestly love it. It's like you have to create with your community. You have to ask your community what do they want. You have to ask them. Whereas in the past, you were always dealing with this. You put something out, you see how it works, you retract it. You put something else out, you see how it works, you retract it. You know, it's inefficient. It's boring. Yeah. And it's like in this space, we get to create in a different format. Cool.
I would love to, you know, Ray-Ban has those sunglasses that kind of record your what you're doing. I would love to see maybe you guys hire some type of content creator that's really big and they wear those glasses to your event and then that chat is just going crazy of what's happening. Just like a POV of a party, you know. It takes ASMR to the next level.
Dude, that's sick. I would love that.
Yeah, mic'd up with a nice ASMR vibe and then, you know, and then they can kind of, I don't know how the music would play into that, but you'll figure out how to switch it off, inputs. But I think that would be really cool to just see your shit like through some of these Ray-Ban recorder glasses.
That's phenomenal. I love that concept. You see, these conversations are what create new ingenuity and new perspectives and new opportunities. Like,
absolutely.
I honestly, like, I'm being dead serious. That's a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, and even with me, that's why it's so cool to have you on the show. I've literally tried to throw like dojo experiences. But not all of them were bad, but it was just like the communication wasn't there. I didn't want nothing janky. You know, I feel like you have to have a lot of deep connections to build what your clients want, you know? Like you have to have the prop team. You have to have your liquor. You have to have some type of experience. It's just a lot, you know, and maybe one day we can work together on that.
Oh, I'd love to, man. Hell yeah. No, it's look, events aren't easy, and this is gonna maybe sound controversial to everything I'm saying, but like, you know, we don't want to only be known for events. Like for me, this is about experience. It's about what is the setting for the experience, what is the motive to, you know, garner someone's attention, to get someone there. Because in the end, to me, art is the experience, and it's giving that the right platform that will intrigue anyone to attend in the future, to come out and check things out, you know, to go see this this cool new installation that's happening. And we want to, you know, we want to be pioneers in what those experiences look like and what they provide for the community.
I love that. I have a homie in the space named Rizzle. He is a true cyberpunk. You know, A16Z just gave Gary V's V Friends $50 million in a seed round fund to innovate. It was for innovations.
Wow.
What is your take on that? And are you looking to maybe get an A16Z to partner with you, or what do you feel about like Web 2 funding of your own project?
Yeah, I mean, so look, if we're just going to break this down to the more general sense of funding, everyone needs funding. It's like whether it comes post, pre, or during, you need funding to be able to get things done. Artists need funding, you know, experiences need funding. I find no issue with that. The biggest issue I will state when you have people accepting money is what is the caveat, right? What is that? What's that question that they asked someone else and they said no to that, and now you said yes to that? Sometimes there's very little, and honestly, I think with a lot of the funding that you see going on in Web3 right now, I do think most of it is experimental. I don't think a lot of it comes with any like major red flags, or at least I've seen very few of those. But it's exciting. It's to me, it's proving that we are all sitting on something that is viable. If we didn't have this kind of occurrence happening, then I would be very hesitant to think that Web3 or NFTs were of anything, you know, worth growing upon, because money speaks, right? Money shouldn't rule your world, but it does speak and it does drive attention. So I think this funding is great. I think it's great, you know, who it's going to. I think people bash on it all the time, and I'm like, here, you go start something without any funding. Good luck. Like it just doesn't happen. So, you know, maybe I'm not completely answering the question. We are somewhat thinking about this. We're actually thinking about a token. So we're going to have tokenomics to actually help purchase art within our collective. This isn't going to be what you consider a token, as in like a currency that fluctuates in volume. The idea is that this is kind of a fixed token. It has provided, you know, opportunity and liquidity. But the most important thing is that it has a naturally tied asset to it, and that is high quality art.
I love that. You know, a little pushback. I don't think you always need like big VC funds. I think you need to build and have a trusted community, and then infiltrate that community. Because look at the example of like G Money. I know he has a punk or whatever, but he literally created a token gated community with only 1,000 of these memberships, and these things are selling for like 20 ETH to get in because of his extensive network. And with that, with someone buying that, you know, the royalties in the back end, I feel like you could do it. It's just gonna take a little longer.
Yeah, no, and sorry. I didn't mean you couldn't do this without VCs. You obviously can, but it's like you just said. You have to first grow money, and then you either have to use that money yourself to build, or someone has to inject that and get you to where you want to get within a time frame. Because it doesn't do you any good if you get to where you were going in 100 years, but someone did it in 10. Right?
For sure.
Your project's
for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing like DAOs and just all these rich fucking degens, bro. I mean, there's just something that you know, what is you know, $100,000 to get something bootstrapped, you know? Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's super fascinating. I think one of the coolest parts about Web3 and NFTs is the amount of ownership that it's created for people. So again, stemming from my background in architecture, one of the biggest issues I see in the industry of owning buildings is that typically the people designing the buildings don't ever get a chance to own them. Typically the people who are in these communities, growing them, having, making the community worth a damn, don't own them. And that's an issue to me. And in the future, that's something that needs to get fixed. And so what Web3 and NFTs have created has created this avenue of ownership for so many people who would have never gotten a seat at this table or would have had to scratch and claw their way to that seat that they maybe would have gotten in 30 years, So I think we shouldn't take that lightly. I think people should understand that and acknowledge it and protect their assets. Don't go frivolously, throwing that newfound, money away. It's like athletes, right? Like when athletes get their first paycheck and like, what are they expending it on? There are communities out there that are teaching people how to do that. I know like the DeFi angels are a great, example of that, but there are people out there that are trying to help people, with managing their resources. Don't throw it away. There's a difference between rich and wealthy, right? Who was that? Chris Rock?
Yeah, for sure. He said a good shout out to a dojo member who also DeFi Mike from DeFi Angels. Shout out to the DeFi Angels. In the dojo we do that as well, Serge. We teach. It's a think tank. So it's a community think tank where yes, we're degenning, but we're making solid plays at the same time. The way that we make it out of this system is fucking making as much money as fast as fucking possible, and then hopefully using that and flipping that into other things where we can not work a fucking 9 to 5 anymore. That's the goal.
Hey, just remember, important words from Warren Buffett can be hated for a lot of things, but the man is very smart. He's quoted as saying, "It is not about timing the market, it is about time in the market."
Sheesh. And that's APO from WB. You said you had a background in architecture?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm about to show you a video. Tune into the screen. Have you heard of The Line?
The Line in Atlanta?
No, I'm about to show you. Let's we'll go back here. Let's mute this. Let's turn this up.
And polluted cities that ignore nature.
Go back here, and this is The Line.
For too long, humanity has existed within dysfunctional and polluted cities that ignore nature.
I don't think I saw anything.
Now,
but,
a revolution in civilization is taking place.
Video came up with Saudi Arabia.
Imagine a traditional city and consolidating its footprint, designing to protect and enhance nature. The Line will be home to 9 million residents and will be built with a footprint of just 34 square kilometers. And we are designing it to provide a healthier, more sustainable quality of life. The Line's communities are organized in 3 dimensions.
Holy crap.
Residents have access to all their daily needs within 5-minute walk neighborhoods. And the Line's infrastructure makes it possible to travel end-to-end in 20 minutes with no need for cars, resulting in 0 carbon emissions. By leveraging AI technology, services are autonomous, saving you time and effort.
Interesting.
Designed.
Holy smokes, the fucking Line is epic. I wanted to know from I know you were talking to that, but the video was playing so the audience could hear.
Gotcha.
Dude, that is infinite spaces, if you ask me. I know it's not perfect, but holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I have a million questions to that. There's a few things I'll attest to. First of all, windows are a phenomenal thing in daylight, and when you create a slim strip of construction, you're allowing very little daylight in besides on the perimeters.
I think it's mirrored, so it's glassed.
Okay,
but then you have like earthquakes and.
You ever heard of Kowloon City or Kowloon Walled City? It's in China. It is well, the buildings are still there. It does not exist anymore as like a habitable space. This was, I mean, if you've ever seen any sci-fi movie in the future, this was that. This is a giant cube that literally lives outside of a city that has buildings built on top of buildings, on top of buildings, on top of buildings, that has people traveling on rooftops to get to other places. And this existed in our world. It's all right. And people at the bottom levels, right, the lower class or whatever you want to call it in any sci-fi movie, right, they don't have any access to daylight. It's like terrifying.
I would hope that the Line wouldn't create this like caste system bullshit. I would hope. But you never know. I do not want to see daylight like on a Foundation movie.
Yeah, there's always caveats to these, grand building opportunities. The other thing too is, in Paris. So the reason Paris looks the way it does today is because of Haussmann. Haussmann or Haussmannization, it was called at the time, is the reason why hundreds of thousands of people were displaced over a period of weeks, and their homes literally just got demolished to create these grand, large avenues, beautiful parks and sculptures and all this stuff, just to make Paris look the way it is now. But in order to do that, you basically had to displace people, not amongst their will. And that's kind of the challenges that you have to deal with today.
Yeah, I don't want to go too dystopian with the line. I'm a romantic, hopeful. I see the hope in this shit. So just seeing more good than bad as far as like carbon emissions and can you go outside the line? I know they have greenery on top and the commute. It's experimental, and I want to not be cynical on the sense of and this is just my fucking opinion. You can be the fuck ever want. I just want to hopefully I feel like degens in itself would start some shit like that.
Yeah.
And
have you been to the High Line in New York?
No.
Okay, go there. The High Line in New York is sick. That's an abandoned railway station above the ground. They turned it into a park. It's a walkable, like 2-mile long park that has beautiful activations all around it, all public. Amazing. Like really great stuff.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I look forward to, this is the stuff in 5 years, Infinite Spaces and Sergio, you're going to have to be dealing with. And, who knows what kind of city council or councilman you will be, lobbying for metaverse health and wellness. Who knows? But I love that you're doing these experiences. I love that you're not just building some type of event. You're really taking the infinity of what you can bring and the creativity all in one place and throughout the world. So that's pretty beautiful, bro. For real.
I appreciate that, brother.
I need to be in that Soho House event somehow, dude. Seriously.
Come down, man. We're gonna have at least 6 of them throughout this year and next year, and I'm hoping to present in the more. We're gonna try to do something in Miami for Basel, but it'll be a small activation. It won't be, one of our major events. But one day we will do something big at Basel because, like I said, that is a string to my heart from when I was a kid. So
I think I said a comment like I don't really like Miami that much, and you were like, fuck you, Sensei.
No, no, it's okay not to hate. It's okay to hate Miami. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, but I love Miami and Burse.
Do you find the people nice and enjoyable?
It depends where you are, man. Like every city.
Sure.
You have to remember, like most people in Miami aren't from Miami.
Yeah, for sure. What is the true Miami? I guess you would find that in like Carroll City or like.
Yeah, they're out there, man. Like there's like South Florida. South Florida gets a bad rap because of Florida, but South Florida is great. There's a lot of amazing people. You just got to deal with a shit ton of humidity. You can't have lovely locks and beautiful curly hair like you do, my friend, because it just goes.
I was gonna say, would you get that nice jawline from your mom or your dad?
I don't know. My mom's side says I look like my mom. My dad's side says I look like my dad. Go figure.
Dude, you have great style. I love the way you who you are. Who is some people you want to shout out on Web3? That some OGs, some people that you want to give credit to. Because I love doing that, to see who I can be following, who I should be listening to.
Oh, I'd love that. It's hard to see because I think my thing's a little cut off. But above me, you got Roji, ROJI.io is a pretty revolutionary crypto company, and they're founders in our company. And they will be releasing, I think towards the latter end of next year, a coin that will be a security and backed by the government, and it will be the 5th company in the United States ever to do that.
Whoa.
Yeah. So they're creating, they're helping back fractionalized assets through NFTs, and having a security obviously is a much safer way to do that, because if your shit goes upside down and you actually own something, well, that would be really bad for the person who owns it. So I think they're doing it the right way, and they're very, forward facing. But the guy who runs that is named Martin Vavrish, who's my CTO. And
man, you got literally APO around you. Holy shit! I need to actually talk to that person when it's ready and go. A lot of things I need to.
He's a genius. I mean, he's been involved with Web3 and crypto for like a decade. Very smart.
Shout out to him.
100%.
Anyone else?
Yeah, man. Maria Bertrand is also one of my partners. I won't release all the APO here, but just know that she is actually producing a movie that she wrote that has a $4 billion budget and is looking to go, this is backed by real Hollywood. She's an actual writer, and there will be NFTs as a part of that. They're still negotiating that, so I can't share all of that, but there will be NFTs as a part of that.
Can I get this information in the dojo when it's ready or something?
Hell yes, and she's an amazing person to speak to. So she's like very interactive.
I would love to talk to her.
Bird that she wrote a documentary on and produced a documentary on. She's an amazing woman.
Michael Garcia in the building. Speak of amazing, DeFi Mike. DeFi Angels literally got a shout out by Infinite Spaces. So you just know that was serious.
Yeah, I see David Williams in there too, man. Both of them, like DeFi Angels, been growing that out. That's amazing. By the way, big shout out to your brother and your sister, Tony Bravado and Diamond Doll, what they're doing with their platform and bringing people on, especially minorities. Look, you're Latino, I'm Latino. It is epic to see more people like getting into the space, especially our people who, we want all the people.
I got to give them the sheesh for that one. Yeah. Shout out to Tony Diamond leading the charge. You already know, give them their flowers, pay them. They're not yes man. Here we go. That's for you, homies. Only the special get that long acquire sheesh.
They deserve it.
And dude, I love that you're shouting out some real people, not some shilling ass influencers. Who else?
Oh man, more Somnium Space. They partnered with us. They helped believe in our vision. That's epic. And they have two amazing builders in there, Artific and Blake Hotz. They throw these epic parties in the metaverse and these epic like VR experiences.
Yeah,
like
Snonium is better than Decentraland and Sandbox combined, but you didn't hear that from me.
Easy. House of First, Mr. Pink, Danny Ukes, what they did with Black is Beautiful, what they've done with all of their artists, mind you, it's been phenomenal. Yeah. But Black is Beautiful is
Zeev is a real fucking good guy in the game, bro. He is like, I feel like he can't be corrupted. I just feel that way.
Well, that's wonderful. They're a phenomenal team, man. They just have their eye on the future and they're doing it the right way.
Any PFPs that you like, or you don't really dabble in the PFP action?
No, definitely, man. Like it's funny. Gutter Cat Gang was something that I like reluctant to get into, and I don't use the word reluctant in a way that I was against it in any way. It's just like I didn't understand it, and then once you got into it, you were like, holy crap, this is a serious community that has nothing but love. And look, they got love outside of their community too. Like, yeah, they'll always, preach out gang, and it, like, this is where it's at. But they just love the community. They love the focus, and I've been driven by that. And the art that they keep putting out, man, is fire. Got two OGs and I got some clones, and I'm excited.
Let's go, bro! Holy shit!
Let's go!
Damn, dude! I got Sicko in the building, repping his brown cat over here. Holy smokes! Yeah, gang is in the building for sure. I'm still gang. Tony's still gang. I sold my gutter cat. Tony has his. I have my gutter dog. I love my gutter dog so much.
I got a pigeon and a rat, but they're sick. One, I'm gonna go dressed as one for GutterCon for sure, because it couldn't be more me in another way.
Yeah, you and GutterCon are gonna do some cool stuff, dude. Honestly, you need to talk to Dan, the man from Gutter Cat Gang, for sure.
That'd be great. We might. So that was a thing in August that we might do. It just our bar kind of fell off the map, but we do want to host something in the community here for the Gutter Cat Gang here in LA. Like I said, we're about uniting different communities. Our own PFP is behind us, by the way, and this is a membership style PFP. But the difference between what we do and what I see other collectives do is that we actually hired like a serious artist and created this like breathtaking artwork, at least in my opinion. 8K resolution, like, Kalen, he goes by the name of Kalen Blake. Give him a shout out because he's an epic artist, surreal artist, by the way. But yeah, man, you gotta give the flowers and you gotta give the opportunities to the people.
I love that, dude. You see it live, homies. The homie has his own alpha that he's doing with Infinite Spaces, but he chooses to give others flowers. You gotta follow this man at iNFTSPACES, Infinite INFT. It's right there, dude. I'm gonna give you the gong. The gong has been given to a lot of legends in this space, in the show, on especially this episode 111. The gong is the truth. When you hear it, speak your truth. You have the floor, and we're gonna get out of here because we got another show to do. Here's the gong for you, Serge. Let me actually let you hear it this time.
Ooh.
Hold on one sec. Oh, you have the floor. Let's take us out of here.
Young, I appreciate the hell out of you, man. And I appreciate so many people in this space. I'm going to take this time right now to shill for you. If you are a creator out there, keep creating, keep touching base with everybody. Anyone that you talk to, you never know who they're going to talk about you for you. And I think that's one of the most interesting things about Web3. It is just this centipede. It's just this continuous, it's an infinite loop of communication and talks. It happens all the time. Someone just says, hey, I just talked to this guy and he said I should talk to you. Or, oh my God, I just talked to Young and I need to reach out to him. Or I posted today and Shira's like, oh my God, Young, I got to get on your show. It's like all these things happen because you leave these breadcrumbs, you leave these lasting impressions. Be yourself throughout all of this. Be yourself. It's the coolest part of this, and it's the coolest part of you. I guarantee you for being you is way cooler than you trying to be someone else. And leave that breadcrumb. Allow yourself to be open. And Rad has said this many times in my life, and she said, you know, come with your hands up, not with your hands out.
Whoa, dude, no one has ever done that in hundreds of shows. I'm definitely, yeah, speechless. I mean, definitely, it would come from a beautiful brown Latino man too, bro. We got to stick together in this game, and now I'm so more solidified that I want to see a win. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be going at bat. I go at bat for a lot of people on my show, dudes. People don't really see. I connect. I tell them you need to talk to this person. It is truly a centipede, and yeah, thank you for saying that, bro. We're going up regardless to Valhalla. So I really appreciate you, beloved.
I appreciate you, brother, for real.
Guys, follow everything he does, please. I'm gonna link his Twitter one more time here in the chat. Please hit him up with a follow. David Williams, Michael Garcia, Sicko, Deschio, Brandon Beach, Can't Stop Mike, Kelsey, everybody, Tony, APO Yeet, everyone. Thank you for watching the show. Live the dream, eat ice cream, and above all, stay content. Later, everyone. Peace.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. By the way, how do I get in this? I want to get in this video.
Ask me how I feel when I wake up. Hey, bitch, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Count these checks when I wake up. Count these checks. Hey, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. Yeah, oh, yes, I'm blessed.